decisions and you've done the work of clearing and cleansing, then also it's no longer about shocking the system, getting everything you want tomorrow. It starts to be about going forward, having trust, faith, and confidence that you can build the life you want, and taking it easy on your body, easy on your nervous system. It doesn't have to be complicated. It can be simple, peaceful, and allow us to live in a space of gratitude. Gratitude to just be alive. Gratitude that we survived all the things we just survived before. Individual gratitude. Individual peace. Release and let that go. Each little bit. And just moving that through and letting that be. Just release. 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 And just one more breath, and you let it go. Well, babies, I hope that this was very helpful for you, in that you are allowed to let go of the weight of everything. Release it, let it be. Do the best you can in this life, and be sweet and loving towards yourself. Well, if no one has said it, babies, let me go ahead and say it. Love you, love you, love you to pieces. Love you, love you, love you. If you were new and now you stayed for the whole session, you get multiple kisses. And also, if you want to find me, you can find me at the MP community. It is our healing community where we do all kinds of stuff. I created it. So if no one has said it, let me go ahead and say it. I love you, but make sure to love yourself a little bit more each and every day, okay? Kisses, kisses. Welcome to the Reiki. Healing, hope, community, a place to heal, relax, be yourself, and be surrounded by those who want to see you blossom and or bloom. I am Jessica. I also go by Jet Sup. And I am a Reiki master teacher and intuitive. And if you are new to the community, babies, this is your nightly self-care routine. Come on in, babies. Take a seat, relax, get your comfy socks or a little blanket, just Netflix and chill with yourself, okay? And for all my babies that are returning, Mama loves you. So proud of you for all that you've been doing. Look how far we've gotten into non-stop November, but fun. And just using the energy of the universe to go to where you want to go safe. And also understand that the way we look at love does not just include romantic scenarios. We're talking about the way that you were shaped when you were born in your family. We're talking about platonic friendships. We're talking about being in groups, in collectives, and communities of people where you all share a passion for something and you have that collective love, you know. All of those different things will come up for your contemplation, for your clarity, and ultimately to understand what your soul needed to learn from those experiences in order to move on. So what you're going to be feeling is, or asking yourself, or the question that comes up is, have you ever felt safe in love? Think of a scenario or a situation if you've ever felt safe in love, where you know that person is going to love you back. You know that person is dependable. We gotta think of these Capricorn themes. That person is dependable. Okay? That person is someone that you can not just see the moment, but can see a lifetime. Regardless of if it worked out or not, that's not really important. But have you ever felt safe in love? It doesn't just have to be romantic love as well. And as you're looking
there's disappointment. Sometimes it hurts, you know, a sense of heartache, but understanding that it is being able to feel the highest of highs and sometimes the lowest of lows within the heart that makes it so beautiful of an energy. But at the end of the day, as we all live this experience, what did you need to learn about love? You are free. And how can you foster safety and love around you? So I'm going to do a prayer. It is not a religious prayer. It's just a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and bring us together as a collective. And because consent matters, do I have your permission to say a prayer? Sweetness. You are free. We're good. Okay, let's get into it. You are free. May I touch you? Okay. Inhale, exhale, baby. Okay, sweetness. Breathe in and out. You are free. In and out, sweetness. In and out. You are free. Sweetness. Okay. You are free. Keep on breathing. Free. Find your own pace. Here. This is simply just to hold the space and to amplify the healing. Again, this is not religious, as that is your responsibility to go and define the path that is important to you. This is a collective prayer, affirmation, mantra, or words of connection in which all that are in this space, regardless of time, participating can use their energy to not only heal themselves, but to support in another person's healing too. Okay. You are free. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Dear universe and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest intentions and validate information from our highest self only. Please release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am Ashe. Ashe, Ashe. Let me know if you feel a difference before and after the prayer in people's healing experiences. They like different tools that we have as energy healing practitioners, and prayer is definitely one of them. So you let me know in the comment section if you felt a difference. So I'm going to continue to hold this space, sweetness, and I want you to see how beautiful and sweet your energy is, and pull in all of that energy from the universe to your heart, to wrap it in a sense of protection and security, so that you are able to perceive the interactions you have in your life from a healthy way, healthy dynamics, not just from the perspective of you were taught that love looked this way, and maybe that wasn't the best love, but then you go out in the world and you seek the same kind of love, hoping that you'll always be able to resolve it. Just get all have those periods in our life where we have to let go of the things to allow us to grow into the things that we need. And then there's that time in the middle where it's like you're not that, but you're not necessarily this yet. You're just kind of sitting here like, that should be a beautiful time, baby, where you go out and you relive life and you redefine life. And, you have a lot of compassion for yourself too. Hey, take your time. Don't rush into anything. Just take your time. It might be a little bit difficult to break old karmic cycles in senses of toxic loyalty. Because the moment that you realize perhaps the way that you love is not the healthiest way for you, then you have to reconcile all of those loving relationships you have in your life, family, platonic, romantic, that you genuinely love these people, but the connection is not healthy, and that's why a lot of people stay in the cycle. So, always have compassion for if it's just not your time to leave the cycle yet. Some people will stay in it over and over and over again because they're not ready to leave. But if you're here, you're more than likely ready to move on. But also have compassion along the way that those around you may want to move on too, but they're not ready. And you cannot take them with you. When you redefine a love that truly makes you feel safe, you then offer those existing dynamics and relationships in your life the ability to grow with you. But some will not. And you have to make peace with that. Ultimately, you're going to feel safer. You're going to feel happier and more at peace. You're going to lose some people that you love because they're not ready to let go of their karmic cycle. But understand, for every lower vibrational experience you let go, you open yourself up to higher vibrational experiences, people, situations, relationships. There are so many people and experiences that you haven't even met and haven't even done yet who will love you so much, sweetness, that you will love them so much. So don't hold on to toxic loyalty simply because you think that, no one will ever be able to love you in that kind of way. No. The truth is, there are those out there who are going to love you better. And that might hurt a little bit because you love the people that you are having to let go in this experience of feeling safe. But just know it's no hard feelings. When you move on, you demonstrate to them how to do it. And ultimately, that's the nicest and sweetest thing you can ever do to or for someone you care about. So a couple more breaths, relaxing into this moment, and finally release. Sweetness, if anything came up for you during the session, feel free to use the comment section in order to share that. Also, share words of encouragement to those who are in the community as well. You have been doing such a great job. You have been working on yourself. And this is a moment really to define a sense of feeling, like you can be safe in love. And again, we have to look at love as being dynamic. It is not just about romance. It can be, but romance, platonic, family, and even shared groups that you share a common passion with. All of those things make us to be who we are, and we should surround ourselves by energy that supports that. Well, family, I have truly enjoyed our session today. We are nearing self-care community, head on over to the Patreon community. That's Patreon, Reiki Healing Hope. And we will be doing a giveaway in December for our channel's birthday. And the Patreon members will get a spot in the 2022 Reiki Master Teacher training. So all of the trainings that are included in that is just something that has always been a perk of the Patreon community, as well as all of the things we've been working on before, which you will have access to, and all the things that we continue to work on week by week. It is just a beautiful, lovely group, as well as our energy healing circles. Energy healing circles originally started here on YouTube, and then it became something that is very beautiful within the Patreon community. It's so lovely to get caught up with each and every one of you each month as you are part of that Patreon community. Also, we have the weekly moon cycle readings on Array Tarot, which is available for you to, just see what's going on with the week. And we also have Reiki Healing Speaks, where we have Reiki sessions and we go over all of these mystical, esoteric themes, but just not in ASMR. As well as we have the Organize Your Purpose podcast, and by we, I mean me, where we go over more, and by we, again, I still mean me, where I go over the entrepreneurial aspects of chasing your dreams and living the life that you want to live. So I am always grateful to be able to live this moment, and also to use all of these years of learning these different modalities, of which I thought nobody would care about, and look, y'all care about it. So that's super cool, and I love to share that with you. And if I could say anything, the reason why I offer so many things, besides the fact that I have so many interests, is because in life I am in a state of peace in general. I got regular things that happen to me, like, oh, this is irritating or this is nice, but I'm in a state of peace. And a big reason of why I'm at a state of peace, and I stay at a state of peace, is because I've learned all these modalities, and I've figured out which tools I like to use as an individual that helps me bring perspective. But I constantly and often see people struggle, still going through the experience. So I just try my best to help and bridge the gap. And as I say, take what you need and leave what you don't. Well, family, really enjoyed this time. Also, if you want to become a Reiki Master Teacher, the certifications are currently available for the Solitaire Approach. Link in the description. Okay, now, well, family, I've enjoyed our time together. But if you haven't heard it, let me go ahead and say it. Wash your hands for at least 30 seconds. Don't touch your face. Wear a mask in public, and be sweet to yourself. Thank you. Welcome to the Reiki Healing Hope community, a place to heal, relax, be yourself, and be surrounded by those who want to see you blossom into bloom. I am Jessica Sup. I'm a Reiki Master Teacher and Intuitive, and today we have a special healing session. It is all about removing sadness and bringing sweetness. Okay, baby, so I tell you every time, be sweet to yourself. Maybe y'all think I'm just saying, like, oh, treat yourself nice. No, like, the opposite of sadness is sweetness. session off with a prayer. It's not a religious prayer, it's just a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and bring us together as a community and as a collective. And because consent matters, to have your permission to say a prayer. Okay, may I hold your hand? Okay, sounds good. You ready? Dear universe and all for the highest vibration of good only, please connect us to our highest self and validate information for our highest good only. Please allow us to release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. And again, you can say Ashe. From the Yoruba, you can say Ki or Chi. From traditional Chinese medicine, you can say life force, energy, whatever interpretation or understanding of life force energy that's on you. I tell you all the time, I don't care what you choose. So, I just want to give you this final reminder. Join the pre-week if you would like to experience the apprenticeship. Once it's closed, it's closed. Don't be trying to come and sneak in there after that, okay? The pre-week is free, so you really don't have anything to lose to enjoy it. I just want to give you an opportunity to feel this undivided attention and uninterrupted space of working on yourself for that week, or if you choose to continue the program for the rest of the year. So let's just start to move through sadness. Okay, so I hope that just from the couple of minutes we've been together, you're starting to feel better. That is one of the top things that people say to me when I ask, okay, so what do you like? What do you like about this stuff we're doing? And they say that they like the way that they feel. In those moments, I'm like, great, because that was the point. So, let's just go with this. Okay. First of all, give yourself permission to have feelings, okay? No matter how you're feeling today. Maybe you're feeling good, you know. Give yourself permission to have feelings. Don't beat yourself up for feeling low or for something that has happened to you, kind of making you all in your feels, you know. It's okay. It's okay. And also think about it in this kind of way. You're going to have to learn how to react to things in a different way. Sometimes we develop patterns of reaction when we're younger or after going through some pretty serious stuff. And then we start to react to things that maybe aren't so serious. That's some strong wind. Maybe some things that aren't so serious in a strong way as well. I feel like the wind is growling. Jesus. I mean, it's saying amen. It's giving a ditto. That's the feeling that's coming through. Like, you know, you better say that. Don't worry, I will. Anyway, so just working through this and just let it go. Okay, let it go. And when I say it's a choice, I'm not saying that, you know, I'm not diminishing how intense the feelings are. I'm saying don't look at things as just happening to you. Look at yourself as being able to influence and impact things that are happening to you as well. Because when you look at it from that perspective, you'll be more likely to take action in the places that you can't take action. So just working through that. Okay. Just working through that. Just moving that through. Okay. Now, what does sweetness mean? Sweetness means you don't give up, you know. You gonna be happy today. One day, I got up and I was feeling good. I came out my channeling session. I had a meditation session and I felt so good. And I was like, you know what, world? ways. There's so many things you can still do. It's those moments where your back is pushed against the wall, where you start to think and do things very boldly. So don't find the sadness as a place of like, find it as a place of like, well, whatever, I'm about to do whatever I want to do, you know, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. See it from that kind of perspective. And you know, sometimes you gotta let yourself feel, okay? You don't need to stay there forever, feeling deep sorrow, but sometimes that also colors our perspective. It gives us a different quality to the things that we're doing. So it's okay to feel, it's okay to show up. It's just don't when it becomes a very, very big thing, when it becomes a perpetual feeling of sadness. That's when you gotta pull, you have to pull yourself back to the other side. And the most important thing is your environment, to be honest, when you have a balanced environment, you'll be able to have more, you'll be more in control of your feelings, versus when you don't have a balanced environment, it really feels like sheer willpower trying to, you know, balance yourself while other people are not balanced. So the universe will pull you in a more balanced environment, but a lot of times that means you gotta let people go. You gotta let those toxic people go. And just because someone is toxic doesn't mean they're a bad person. I'm sure that in certain times in my life, I wasn't the best person to be around, and I needed to be removed from somebody's space and energy. So I want you to think about it like that. It's not that, you know, everybody's the victim and then there's, you know, a villain somewhere. It's not that at all. It's just this environment is not best for you if it perpetually makes you feel a certain way. So you have to free yourself and move yourself. And also, sometimes it's not even a negative thing. For example, your heart might be somewhere else, and in the environment you're at, everybody else's heart is over here. So it's not even a negative or a bad thing. It's just you all feel differently, and you have to trust your art. You have to go where it flows with you and fills you up and gives you energy and, you know, all of that stuff. Again, I just want to remind you, it doesn't have to, just because you, sometimes people feel like it has to be some big negative thing because they want to go, but no, it doesn't have to be a negative thing. It can just be something in your heart, and the sadness might be like feeling like, why I gotta stay here, versus, you know what, just forget it, just go, you know, just do what you gotta do within reason. But do what you gotta do and be sweet to yourself. Be like, hey, you know, I did the best I could, I'm doing the best I can, and I'm gonna rock with me. Whatever happens, I'm gonna rock with me. You know, a rain or shine, I'm gonna rock with me. So just trust yourself enough that through everything you're feeling, you will find hope, you will find understanding, you will find balance. Side note, somebody reached out to me and they were like, I didn't realize how clever our community name was. You know, they're like Reiki Healing Hope. They thought my name was Hope, and I was like, what a great idea. In that moment, I wish my name was Hope, because wouldn't that have been cool this whole time? Reiki Healing Hope. Hi, my name is Hope. Reiki Healing Hope. No, session. So if you're new to the community, welcome, 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 babies. This is your nightly self-care routine, a place to just relax, be yourself, and most importantly, take care of yourself. So for all of my new babies, welcome, welcome, welcome. And to all of my returning babies, welcome, welcome back. Mama loves you. So let's go ahead and get started. So if you're new, we start our session off with a prayer. It is not a religious prayer. It is just a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and to bring us together as a collective and as a community. And because consent matters, do I have your permission to say a prayer? Okay. Let's begin. Dear universe and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest self and validate information from our highest self only. Please allow us to let go of what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I Am. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Okay. So, as you're breathing here, begin to connect with your deepest understanding, your deepest self. I'm going to light some cinnamon. And this will allow you to feel safe, to relax, to be in this moment with yourself, to be safe, to relax, to be in this moment with yourself, to be safe, to relax, to be in this moment with yourself, to be safe, to relax, to be in this moment with yourself. Now, we're just going to swipe over your energy so that we can cleanse anything that's been taking up too much space. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhale, exhale. Now, in a comfortable position, begin to close your eyes if you'd like to. And breathe in and out. Feel this beautiful, cool grass all around you. The beautiful sun on top of your face. A slightly soothing, warm breeze floating across you. And everything is perfect. You could sleep there for hours. You could be in that spot for hours. Everything is to your greatest comfort. And you sink into the ground. Just almost feel as if something is dripping off of you. Something like a honey or a molasses or something like that just dripping off of you. And it's just everything you need to let go. And you return that back to the ground so that it can nourish the ground, that it can feed some other cycle of energy. But you release that excess energy, sending it on, sending it under you, sending it beyond these moments. Breathing in and out here. Exhaling. Breathing in and out. Exhaling. Now start to slowly feel water just right around the legs. Right around the head. Right around the arms. And relax. And relax. And relax. Relax, relax. Feel this soothing water begin to heal all of those areas of your body, your life, your soul, your destiny that needs some extra TLC. And accept that you deserve to be healed. Accept that you deserve to move on. Accept that there is a greater and a bigger world out there for you to experience, to enjoy, to learn, to grow. All of those things, all of those things, all of those things, all of those things, all of those things are right there, available to you. If you would like them, they are available to you. If you need them, they are available to you. And if you want them, they are available to you. Enjoy this feeling. Enjoy this moment. Enjoy this clarity that you have. That for whatever reason you were born into this life to serve out whatever purpose that you needed to serve out. That you feel comfortable and content doing that. That this is the life that you wanted. That this is the life that would allow your soul to grow and to evolve in a new way. That each moment revealed a new puzzle piece of who you are and why you're here and what you need to accomplish. Making peace with your past. Making peace with old belief systems. Making peace with your own sense of self-worth and confidence. And hyper-focusing What gives you purpose? What gives you balance? What brings you into this space? What gives you what you need? What shows you where you are going? What fills you in so many ways? Exhale, release. Allow beautiful rain, now raindrops, on a warm day, cooling you off. Allow it to just cleanse every piece of you, all the way to a cellular level, all the way to the soul. Release it. 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 And relax. Take this moment to ask yourself any questions. Take this moment to plan, problem solve, organize, create, co-create. Take this moment and accept responsibility for your soul. That what you do with it is your choice. But it is a choice that you must make. That within soul roam free, enjoying these moments of peace and beauty, and be okay with this journey you are on in this life. Be okay. Now allow your energy, your soul to come back into your physical body, bringing awareness back into your limbs, your face, front, back, side body, the energy around you, in your room. Couple more breaths here. Final breath. And enjoy this. Well, family, you've done a fantastic job. I hope you enjoyed this deep meditation, deep trance session. If no one has said it to you, let me go ahead and say it. I love you. But who cares that I love you? The only thing that matters is that you love you. So learn to love yourself a little bit more each and every day. So until next time. Healing, hope, community, a place to heal, relax, be yourself, and be surrounded by those who want to see you blossom, 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 and/or bloom. I'm Jessica. What's up? I also go by Jet. I'm a Reiki master teacher and intuitive, and today we have a special healing session. Special healing. Special healing. It's going to be shifting to your new life, so it's going to be more of a manifesting kind of energy today. So if you're new to the community, welcome, babies. This is your nightly or daily self-care routine, a place where you come to the space to relax, be yourself, and tap in to all of the greatness that is you. So if you're new to the community, you now get a kiss on the forehead because you're one of my babies, and my returning babies get multiple kisses. Mama loves you, and we start by saying a prayer. It's not a religious prayer. It's just a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and bring us together as a community and as a collective. And because consent matters, to have your permission to say a prayer. Okay. Close your eyes. Let's do this. Dear universe, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest self and validate information for our highest good only. Please allow us to release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am Ashe. Ashe, Ashe. Okay. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to breathe in. Exhale, let it go. And two more like this. And I know I have you all breathing often of like these deep breaths, but a lot of times we can take very shallow breaths and we're really not getting all the oxygen into our body the way that we could, the way that we're kind of optimized to do so. So daily reminder to just breathe. And sometimes deep breaths can help you feel better about things. You may be having like a little headache or something, as long as it's not a major one, and just that deep breathing can be supportive in releasing and letting that go. Maybe that's not the case for major, headaches, but little ones that we might feel like, oh, let me take a ibuprofen, let me take a acetaminophen, let me take one of these real quick. Instead, you could do that air and that breath work. Can you imagine having a life now that you get to decide what is important? Not how do you optimize your life for a structure that someone else has created, but you get to be the builder of that experience of life, rather than just a participant in someone else's grand plan. So look at yourself and think about, what is it that you want? Okay, so let's take 3 more breaths to anchor it in. What is it that you want? 2 more. What is it that you want? Final breath. What is it that you want? Release. Let that go. And move that through. Are you ready to give up who you used to be in order to take a chance, take a risk, to jump out there for someone you're going to be? You may not even know what that energy is yet, but would you be willing to risk it all for a version of you that you don't even know yet? That's a little scary, but the answer is yes. You know, it's not a trick question here. The answer is yes. That's what you must do. But that's so scary. We go through life building our roadmaps. I'm always using this roadmap analogy, but we go through life building our roadmaps to get to a point in life where we're like, wow, these maps suck. These maps suck. And to throw them out and to start all over, that is just such a big act of courage and openness and self-love and self-forgiveness. So I think that's cool. So shifting in, shifting in, shifting in, shifting in, shifting in, and seeing yourself for who you are. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? When I'm in this space, sometimes I like to just place my hands across my chest, or I'll face my palms, have my palms facing up, put them in my lap, just breathe in and out, breathe in and out, and receive, 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 receive. Okay, just moving that down. Just gonna take some time to jump in here and just work through that. Okay. 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 Yes. Okay. Okay. How do you feel? Now, I want you to take some time. You can memorize this, or you can write it down, or, ideally do both. I want you to see where you want to be and what you would like to be doing in, let's say, a year, 3 years, 5 years. Open yourself up to that. What would your life look like? Who would you be? What kind of energy would you have? Now, I want you to see anything that is standing in your way from getting there. It doesn't have to be something, and it also doesn't have to be a complicated thing. Whatever's in the way, look at it, examine it, and figure out a way to get to the other side. trust yourself. Trust what you're saying. I am this. It's not even just I want to be this, but it's more of I am this. This is who I am. And I want to express that now. I want that energy to expand so wide that so many people can connect with who you are without you having to explain yourself, just honestly by your energy. You ever meet someone who just has strong energy, good or bad? You're like, whoa, that's some strong energy. You felt it. You felt it when you came in the room. A lot of people probably felt it. But to have that energy and also to be protected at the same time, stepping into this next chapter of your life and who you are, knowing that you will be and do your best here, that there is nothing to be afraid of, and that you will win whatever it is that you're seeking and searching for. You will find. And enjoying every moment of this experience is the most important part. I'm just going to lightly tap the tops of your head. Okay. Just moving through that and relaxing through this and shifting the energy and bringing it together for yourself. Bringing it together for yourself. How many dreams do you have? Honestly, what are some things that you wanted or you wish you would have been or done? Now, let some of those things go. They are past their prime of taking up space in your energy. But those other things that you want to explore, that you still have a lot of time to figure out, bring them to the forefront and start to see your life shift with you being more involved in those things, until finally it becomes your everyday life to do these things. Notice how you approach life differently. Notice how your energy shifts, your confidence shifts, all those things. You can do this. You can do this. Be open, be ready, and be okay with this movement and this shift. Well, babies, I hope you enjoyed our session today. I hope you took the time out to think about who do you want to be, where do you want to go, what do you want to experience, and how can you plan forward instead of just being reactionary to someone else's version of your life. How do you want to plan your life? What is it that you want to see in your, very soon future, or your more distant future? Whatever that is, hold it close, respect it, love it, and give it so much energy. Who you're becoming matters, and we all are going to be able to see you. Well, babies, if no one has said it, let me go ahead and say I love you, but who cares that I love you? Make sure you love yourself a little bit more each and every day. Community, a place to heal, relax, be yourself, and be surrounded by those who want to see you blossom and or we start the session off with a prayer. It is not a religious prayer. It's just a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and bring us together as a community and as a collective. And because consent matters, do I have your permission to say a prayer? Okay. Inhale, exhale. Dear universe, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest self and validate information from our highest good only. Please allow us to release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. And I just remembered, I don't think I said love you the other night, my bad, and to not touch your face and to wash your hands. I don't think I said that the other day, my bad. You know my heart. Okay, so let's go for being overwhelmed. So, feeling a sense of collective overwhelmed energy. And I think that this has a lot to do with just multiple levels, okay? We're entering into, I'm gonna give you some background. It's two things. Two things. The first, I think, is a lot to do with Saturn. It's three things: Saturn, Mercury, and recession. So I'm just gonna explain it to you while working to just release that feeling of being overwhelmed. So first thing is Saturn. Saturn is in Aquarius. Saturn will be going into Pisces March 2023. Saturn in Pisces is all about faith, and it's all about trusting in the divine. And there is this feeling that you're going to be okay, but what it looks like on the outside is kind of like things that make you, not everybody else, but you in particular, they kind of make you feel insecure. They make you feel like and the trick to this is you have to go inside. We have to develop Pisces qualities. Pisces energy is not about the external. Pisces energy is about understanding the internal. It is about understanding energy itself. Because people with a heavy Pisces energy in their natal charts, they want to learn how to, or they unconsciously follow the energy of people in order to manifest in life what it is they're looking for. So they don't care about what it looks like on the outside. Most of the time it does, and sometimes they for an effect have this really, wild outside, because they are actually very practical when it comes to someone's internal energy. And you're not going to see that in other signs or other sign dominance. So you may not be a Pisces, but you might have a very heavy Pisces placement in your chart. So you might do this in a certain area, and it's very unconscious. So what you have to do during this time for the next 2 years, and we're starting to feel it now, is you have to 100% surrender to the universe and say, I trust you, because what's going to happen is sometimes things are like the Tower card. It looks really, really scary, but you need the Tower card to break down foundations that no longer work for you. And that is how Pisces energy does it. And what it does is it takes you from where you're at to where you need to go in a very, very quick manner. It can only do that by, breaking down those structures very quickly. It's not likely that it will happen just very, quickly and everything stays intact. No, because when you keep things the way they were, and you try to go somewhere else, it's always alluring to come back. And so Pisces energy, Saturn specifically in Pisces, does that by destroying what was the old so that you are not tempted to go back and to go towards your true strength, evolution, and blessing. So that's that overwhelming energy that's coming up, because you're about to have to deal with something, but don't be afraid of that. It's hard to explain to people to houses. Like, just take a deep breath, inhale and exhale, and trust in the oneness within you. Trust in the fact that you got this. Because fear is just a feeling, it is not a reality. So use the energy, any energy, in order to propel you and ride the wave into where you need to go. So that's number one. So hopefully that takes the feeling of being overwhelmed. You got a bunch of months. Let's see, you got 4, 5, 6, 7 months. Look, you're already prepared. Ha ha ha. One up, universe. I'm just kidding. One up those who don't know. And then, what did I say the second part was? Mercury. So we have a Mercury about to go in retrograde in Virgo. I'm going to be doing a live on Friday that's going to really talk about this more. But the Mercury in retrograde in Virgo is all of y'all. Everybody is going to be looking at their job, not their career. You may be at peace with what you want to do and what you want your career legacy to be, but your 9 to 5, your everyday job, what it is, if you do gigs, if you have a full-time job, it is really going to come to perspective at this time, because how it was before is not working out for what you need now. And what I'm hearing from a lot of people is that this, work yourself till you're exhausted, getting not paid enough but having to overperform doesn't work for them, because during, everything that happened with COVID and things like that, during that time, a lot of people had a lot of time, not everybody, but a lot of people had a lot of time to themselves to actually figure out what it feels like to not always be on the move. And then they realized, okay, I think for my internal health, I need to have a more balanced environment. But once things started to get back up and going, it was almost expected that workers would return and just want to jump into doing everything the way that they did it, before. And it's like, nah, that's unrealistic. You can't have rising rents, you can't have rising food, you can't have all of this other rising stuff and wages remaining stagnant, or even if wages are decent but the working conditions are unrealistic, you can't have that. It's just, and that's more of a societal structure of how things are and how, businesses make money within this particular societal structure. So during this time, and that's going to be the pre-shadow period, is the 28th. And so for all of y'all who are going to be joining the apprenticeship, this is actually going to be really, really great, because it's going to be very balanced and grounding for you during this time. And the apprenticeship is a whole year, so you get that support during that too. But the pre-shadow period is going to be August 28th. And then the actual retrograde, I believe, is around September 10th, I think. And it goes direct, meaning it leaves the retrograde August 1st. So if you happen to have birthdays during that time, just try not to plan things that are too big, because it might, like, the details might be really, really rough. And I know y'all Virgos like them details. But during that time, so September 10th to October 1st, you're going to feel all types of work discomfort, because what the universe wants, and specifically Mercury wants from you, is to understand that your working environment has to support your soul's purpose as well. That the way that you make money so that you can live out whatever reason why you incarnated into this experience has to support you. It can't be having you working crazy hours. It can't be having you do things that is not in connection with you, because understand your job might be perfect for somebody else, and there's a job out there that someone else had to let go that you feel connected to. You might need to create your own job. You might need to have a whole new set of circumstances and situations in which you look at income and you look at money. But at the end of the day, this is not necessarily just the money, even though money may come up as a theme during this time. It's more about your responsibilities and your duties. So for all of those who are self-employed or have their own business or something like that, they want to start something, this time is about responsibility. It's going to feel very, very uncomfortable to have to show up each day and do what you need to do. But if that's okay. That's okay. Start thinking in years rather than just days. Start thinking in the long term of what you really want and how you want your life to be. And be the support system you need and do what you need to do for your own health, for your own mental health, emotional health, physical health. Like, I know for me, I'm a type of person that, yes, I'm very extroverted. I love talking to people, but I need a lot of time to just be in my own energy because, and the reason why, because, I realized over the years, I'm not as introverted as I thought I was. The reason why I need my own energy is that if I am going to create, and this is to this Saturn and Pisces, if I'm going to create a reality that is not my current reality, I cannot always be in connection to energy that is validating the current reality. I have to be connected to energy of the reality I want. And if I don't have that around me, I have to be in my own energy in order to be balanced. And then I can go and, be around the people that I enjoy being around, and it doesn't really matter, where their energy's at. But I have to be checking in with myself energetically. I don't have to sit down and have a whole conversation with myself all the time, but just being in this space and being like, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, and I'm going to put in the effort, because Virgo energy is not just about the routine or the responsibility, it's actually doing it. You have to do it. It's not about just knowing, it's you actually have to follow through. Also, this is going to be a time for your pets too, so you might want to, you might notice that a pet shows up in your life, or your pet might be having some kind of issues, or your own personal health. So if it's not work, it's not pets, it could be your personal health as well. So as you all know, I love to talk about nutrigenomics, and I probably should do a special on nutrigenomics for this time, because we have to look at health in our healthy bodies differently. There is no such thing as this unanimous clean eating. No such thing. What is clean to me may not be clean to you in your specific body's needs, even if it's unprocessed food. So we can't put these blanketed things on people. And what nutrigenomics is, it's basically talking about that each individual person needs their own individual approach to their actual nutrition and healthcare and things like that. And so that's important during this time, because Virgo energy is about the body actually working the way it needs to. So you're going to be realigned there. So there might be health concerns or health initiations, wanting to be healthy, but not the aesthetic look of gotta look this way, but more of the internal. Like, I want my blood levels to be this way. I want to get enough physical activity in my life, because I know I feel this way when I do this. Oh, I want to incorporate this type of thing that helps me feel really good and feel connected. That's what's coming up. And finally, a recession. But let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you a secret, okay? If you've ever been broke, if you've ever been poor, if you've ever been like working class, in certain areas, and I'm going to say this from a U.S. perspective, in certain areas, yes, when there is a really big industry, then in a recession hits, you can be significantly impacted. And being that close to just living paycheck to paycheck, not having enough, is completely hard. But I'm going to tell you the gift about growing up, not having money. You learn how to live life with less money. So the things that, if you're raised in a certain economic class and you didn't may call it lean times, but when you practically know, even if maybe you don't want to rent a room, it's okay, but like you practically know there is a solution to any obstacle that shows up. There is a solution. You're good to go. And that is a part of the lesson of what Mercury is saying. Mercury is like, do not count yourself out. Do not say you can't do it. Because during those times, you might find that you figure out how to amplify your life to make your life better. Because while a lot of people are nervous and scared, you're out here doing what you need to do, connecting yourself to your soul's journey and your soul's mission. Okay, babies. Well, I hope that really helped to calm down the feeling of being overwhelmed. I didn't think it was going to go into a whole big explanation, but I'm really big on explaining things, because if you were to just come to this healing and I'll just take the feeling of overwhelmed energy, guess what? Once you have to think about the problems again, you're going to feel overwhelmed again. So I like to explain to people that a lot of things we feel as a collective can be cycles within the universe, can explain bigger phenomena that's happening, and we are more in control than we think. You know, a lot of what we feel like in life is brainwashing. And when I say brainwashing, sometimes intentionally people are trying to market to you and make you buy things, but other times it's just the social order, like society, a certain group of people, especially the lower that you are at the bottom, you have to maintain a certain mentality in order to lift everything up. But what I'm trying to tell you is that no matter where you're at, if you shift your mentality, you will see opportunities right in front of you, and it is okay to act on those, even if everybody else is scared. That don't got nothing to do with you. And at the same time, like I said, you don't have to be risky. A lot of these things you can do with no money. It's just figuring out what skill you have and figuring out how to connect that with people who are in need of that skill. So babies, if no one has said it, let me go ahead and say it. I'm going to remember to say it this time. Wash your hands. Love yourself. Be sweet to yourself. Put out good energy. And know that you have everything you need within you to do the Reiki. Healing. Hope. Community. A place to heal. Relax. Be yourself. And be surrounded by those who want to see you blossom and or bloom. I am Jessica. What's up, y'all? A Reiki master, teacher, and intuitive. And today we have a special session. I'm going to be healing your pain, removing negative energy, and just allowing you to feel nice, warm, and fuzzy. So if you're new to the community, subscribe. Join us on our Patreon family, where we go deeper into mystical and metaphysical knowledge and simply to support, as well as to connect with us in our community here, okay? Now, we start our session with a prayer. It is not a religious prayer. It is a prayer simply to root us down in our individual healing session. While I'm saying the prayer, feel free to add whatever you need to add into the prayer to make it genuinely your own. I strongly believe that we can be in a collective community, believe different things, and still be able to be here to support each other, okay? So, do I have your permission? Because consent matters. Do I have your permission to say a prayer? Can I touch you? Okay. Chin up. Dear Mother, Father, God, and all for the highest vibrational good, please connect us to the Reiki Masters, the Ascended Masters, Master Jesus, Master Buddha, Master Katumi, Yamonja, Oshun, Mawu, and all the Taras. Please connect us to the Archangel, Spirit, Guide, Spirit, Animals, and all for our highest vibrational good only, rooting us down in our individual healing experience and bringing us forth as a community. I say all of this in the name of I Am. Ashe. Ashe, Ashe. Okay. So I'm just going to clear some of that away. Now I'm just going to feel your energy, okay? And I'm just first going to check in to see So take 3 deep breaths for me. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Final breath. Inhale. Exhale. Okay. So I got a lot to do with the body. So whether that is you have like a New Year's resolution to change some type of nutrition, some type of health, some type of ailment, whatever that is, I see that whether that is someone says they want to go to the gym and work on the external, or someone saying I want to change my approach to healing my body and working on the internal. You know, there's no disrespect to whatever, whether it's a combination of all of the above. I like to say all the time, there's no such thing as the ideal look, body shape. I feel like media has us thinking that it should look very unrealistic, and you know what? Just look like you. But at the end of the day, you do need to eat right, and you do need to, regardless of what it looks like on the outside, you need to eat right. You need to eat, as I talk about all the time, for your microbiome. You need to eat for your specific body in any kind of balances that you need, and that can look like, you know, whatever. And so that's what I'm getting. There's this surge of energy right now for you, and what you're really feeling very strongly connected, and that makes sense. It's the beginning of the year. That's when we all start a lot of stuff. So I'm just going to work on removing obstacles out of that path and healing any underlying pain that may have existed there. So I'm just going to start with some Reiki symbols, just going from the top chakra, from the crown, all the way to the root. Okay. Just connecting in from that crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar plexus, sacral to the root, all the way to your tippy toes, or your energetic toes, whatever that is, whatever's appropriate for you. So bringing that down and removing that energy around you, okay? I'm just going to create some space, okay? Okay, creating some space. Creating some space. some shit I ain't never heard of. You can believe in whatever it is you need to believe in which it is bringing us to a higher vibrational experience and a higher living as a species and in a better place as a planet. And that's what we own each and every day. And that's our duty, our responsibility to walk in this space, especially this individuality going into this new decade. What we'll notice is a lot more people reclaiming their relationship with the universe, whether they want to stay in mainstream religions, but change it, re-own it, connect with it in a new way, or whether they kind of exist outside of those. I heard a really good definition of the transition during different astrological ages as, sometimes some people are stuck in an Aries mindset, stuck in a Taurian, stuck in a Pisces, stuck in Aquarius, all of these things, because time really doesn't exist, and those things could just be popping up, in the current day and time. I know I'm getting really metaphysical. If you like this dialogue, this is what we do all day, every day on Patreon, okay? But the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because I see that there is this huge thing in front of you, and you gotta go and get it. In order to go and get it, you have to believe in something that is bigger than yourself and in yourself. But it is up to you to figure out what that bigger thing is. You have to understand that each move you make, things you're being called to, even if it's, difficult to do, is strategically there because you're being called to something greater. So don't shy away from it, and also start to change the way that you perceive things that are negative or things that are tough. Life isn't meant to be, everything is just handed to you. It is oftentimes through the struggle that we really create some fantastic stuff. I mean, some really, really beautiful things. I could even say with this community, it took so long to kind of get the community growing that it pushed me to be like, okay, well, let me add in this, or let me go and train more over here, which ultimately gave more to the experience. So understanding that taking your time and growing and leveling up and growing is very, very important. Okay, so connecting in with the crown, feeling that energy, feeling it just come on down, a gesture of manifesting. Now I want you to take that thing that is so connected into your heart, and I want you to pull it all the way down to the root chakra, because what you're doing is you're setting the intention to bring it out into the physical, okay? Okay. Okay. Good job. Good job. Good job. Just removing all that extra stuff now. Y'all know it is I was gonna say it's November. It's not. It's January. Y'all know it's January. Look, I almost said November because people are still talking about how great November was. Non-stop November. This is New Year, New You, who this January. So that means we're taking it up several notches now. I need you to dream big, okay? I need you to come up with something that is going to change your life. And I need you to sit in your practice when we come together every start shifting the energy so that you receive that, as well as you gotta put in the effort each and every day to make it happen, okay? Okay, well, I will see you tomorrow, loves. I will see you on Patreon all the time. And stay well, okay? So if no one has said it, let me go ahead and say it. Wash your hands for at least 30 seconds. Don't touch your face. Don't put your fingers in your mouth and shit.
Welcome to the Reiki Healing Hope Community, a place to heal. Relax, be yourself, and be surrounded by those who want to see you blossom and or bloom. I am Jessica. Sup? Also go by Jet. I'm a Reiki Master Teacher and Intuitive, and today we have a special healing session. It's all about feeling better. So if you've been feeling down, been feeling stuck, negative thoughts, or just feeling like life is happening, this is the session to feel better, okay? So sit back, relax, and enjoy. So if you're new, babies, you are now one of my babies, so you get one kiss on the forenoggin, okay? So bring it over here. And for my returning babies, you get multiple kisses. Mama loves you. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. We start our session off with a prayer. It's not a religious prayer, it's just a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and bring us together as a community and as a collective. And because consent matters, to have your permission to say a prayer. Okay, you ready? May I touch you? Okay. Dear universe, and all for the highest vibration of good only, please connect us to our highest self and validate information for our highest good only. Please allow us to release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring the light to share and share our gifts with ourselves and others. I say all of this in the name of I am. Breathe in and out, okay? Start with the breath. Start with the breath. Allow the breath to flow freely. Move with the breath. Just free yourself. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to not know the answer. It's okay to worry from time to time. It's okay to not have any clue what you're doing. It's all okay. Make sure you're checking in with yourself each day. And you're being patient with yourself. You're loving yourself, but you're being loving towards yourself. And you're just allowing your energy to flow freely, to have movement. And it's not about being perfect. And it's also not about playing a role or pretending to be something use this session to just make it work, okay? Make it work. Make it be peaceful. Make it be easy. And just flow with yourself. It is possible to go through life, to have things that challenge moments could create the next generation of you. Create the next moment of you. Create, 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 and be patient. Have patience. Be mindful. Move with purpose. But at the end of the day, it's okay for not everything to look clear right now. It's okay to have whatever feelings that you have. It's okay. And instead of thinking like I should be different or I should feel different, perhaps sit with yourself and just say, I think this is a rational feeling that I'm having in the moment. I'll acknowledge that. I'll respect that. I'll be grateful that I have that. And now I'm going to make some decisions on where do I want to go to next? Or how do I want to make moves? Don't sit and deeply think about this thing to ruminate. Don't sit and not take a step forward. Sit with the moment. Open it up. What is it saying? Who are you? Who are you becoming? What can you become? And move from there. And let's go on the journey together, okay? Well, babies, I hope you enjoyed this session. And I hope you're checking in with yourself and you're showing up. You're being sweet. You're taking care of yourself. And you're being okay with the understanding that sometimes the days are good, sometimes they're not so good. But we're going to continue to move forward. And that's just going to be what it's going to be. Okay, baby. Healing, hope, community, a place to heal, relax, be yourself, and be surrounded by those who want to see you blossom into a bloom. Blossom into a bloom. I am Jessica. Sup? I'm a Reiki master teacher and intuitive, and today we have a special healing session. It's okay to feel safe, okay? So if you're new to this community, welcome, babies. This is your nightly self-care routine, a place where you take care of yourself. You show up, you do what you need to do, you do the work, you balance, amplify your life, rinse and repeat, and go to the different levels. So if you're new to the community, welcome, welcome, babies. And if you're returning, welcome, welcome back. Mama loves you, so let's go ahead and get started. So if you're new here, we start the session off with a prayer. It is not a religious prayer. It is just a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and to bring us together as a community and as a collective. And because consent matters, to have your permission to say a prayer. May I touch you? Inhale, exhale. Okay, you ready? Dear universe, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest self and validate information for our highest good only. Please allow us to release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, 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 okay? Okay. So breathe through this. Breathe through this. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Let it go.
safe and being safe, it's two different things. And I think the most important thing is to feel safe. Because sometimes we can go through a lifetime of trauma, be in a better place, but cannot appreciate it because we're so used to feeling unsafe or anxious or in a constant state of fight or flight. So it's okay. It's okay to feel safe. All that you've grown in your life, all the work you've done to cleanse and to work and to get yourself to be the person that you are today. It's amazing. That also means there are some qualities and some traits that were helpful for you that you have to make peace with and let go now. Traits that cannot come with you into this next iteration of yourself. And that's the fear-based motivation. That's anxiety, the anxiousness being used to motivate you to get to the next level. And that's just the constant thinking of thoughts as well that are not necessarily helpful. And overall, just having a pessimistic outlook at life. I can completely understand that life can create that outlook. But if you've been able to change your circumstances, if there have been many people, opportunities, situations that helped you to become rebirthed into life, then that means there's an opportunity to change the mind as well. So just changing the mind here, going through this, going through this, going through this, going through this. You went through it, but you don't have to keep going through it. And there's been this, what I want to describe, energetic cycle that's happened to all of us in the last 7 years. And it was almost like, I would say probably 2015, 2016. Everything was kind of on track to where it was. And it's almost like you were instantly transported into a totally new set of rules in an alternate reality. And you've been trying to acclimate ever since then. But now that you have finally acclimated, you're finally like, okay, I get this. You're now being transported back into what you should be doing. But you're a different person. And the whole purpose of this cycle was to get you ready for whatever was to come that you weren't ready for back then. So sometimes the challenges that show up in life are here to prepare us for the greatness that we have in the future. But a part of being able to pursue the things that we love, the things that we want, is having to be able to internally, emotionally feel a sense of peace and calm. Just if you can, put your hands to your heart, take a deep breath in, exhale, and use your own energy to calm yourself. Allow the energy to flow through your crown all the way down. Centering, continue to breathe, and ground yourself. All the energy that is around you that connects us all, but most importantly lights your path, is here for your safety, is here to protect you. You are now in a space and an awareness to know how to use these resources. Because when we're younger, we don't quite understand what's going on. We're relying on people around us to interpret the messages. And if they're not good at interpreting messages, but now you can interpret your own messages. Now you have the power to change the same time, in order to be able to have that greatness, to work through that, because when you're building something important, that can be challenging too. Okay, that can be challenging too. Things can be boring, things can be frustrating, there can be setbacks. Sometimes you get a lot of kind of a work, so you have to do a lot of things at one time. So all of those things, they're coming up. But you had to be ready, and you had to be prepared. You have to have a different mindset. And so the person that you used to be is in conversation with the person that you are now. And you have to make peace with that version of yourself and let them be in the past. And grow into this next version of yourself. You need peace. You can't do this greatness stuff if you are in a constant state of anxiety, if you're constantly worrying about the past and in these states of depression, if you're constantly worrying about the future in these states of anxiety. Now, I get it, it's not that simple, it's not that black and white. If you could push off feeling uncomfortable, turn it off, that would be easy. But that's a part of your path to figure out what you need to do to heal. But the clues are everywhere. That is how I healed myself. The clues were everywhere. From every healer I went to every doctor I went to every moment in my own solitude, to the connections to the people around me, to pursuing things that had nothing to do with my health but made me happy. The clues were everywhere. So that's where it is. If you want to relieve the anxiety, if you want to relieve the depression, if you want to heal the trauma, you have to be willing to work at getting yourself to where you need to be. You gotta be willing to play the game of healing, the game of life, the game of healing. Sometimes that means therapy. Sometimes that means changing your environment, the people around you. Sometimes that means seeking a new doctor, a different perspective. It always means having a collective and a team of people who are here to help you. Changing your mindset, not giving up when you hit a wall. Knowing that no matter what is going on health-wise, that there is still a fire inside of you that can make the decision that you are going to live out to your greatness, your potential, and all of that. And as long as that fire is still burning within you, you will get to your path. It's inevitable. I'm just telling you the way that I see it and the way that it happened to me. But feeling safe is important, so take some breaths. Expand, take up space. Because sometimes not taking up space can be a part of the issue, wanting to shrink down, wanting to not be seen, feeling like others know more than you do, or for some reason feeling like everyone else is normal and you for some reason just have this string of bad luck or something like that. No, let me tell you something, everybody feels that way. So that's probably more of the norm right there. So all you have to do is expand, take up space, ask the universe or whatever you connect with. That's your business. I tell you that all the time. That's your business. You gotta figure that out. Ask the universe or whatever. Ask what you need in order to get what you want. And understand how sight works. Sometimes in the esoteric, we look at sight from the perspective of being a clairvoyant, psychic, medium, being able to communicate with those who have passed on. But sight works both ways. Underneath the veil, sight is mediumship and clairvoyance. In front of the veil where we live in our everyday life, sight is your visualization or your co-creation of life. It doesn't matter which one you have or which one you want to use. It is up to you to decide, and it's really cool because we all have the ability visualization and the co-creation. And it's so powerful because with sight, with mediumship and clairvoyance, we're receiving messages and we're taking things as they are. But when we have the visualization, or we have the ability to see what is right in front and co-create, we have the power. It doesn't matter what we think the future will be, or what we're trying to receive a message of like, oh, what will the future be? Please tell me. It's not that. It's what do I want it to be? And as the universe, we are all in a partnership with the universe, or whatever you connect to. We're all in a partnership. We're all in the best partnership. So if you ever been in toxic relationships, this might be a little bit hard concept to work through. But we're all in the best partnership. The universe says you can have anything, but you can't have everything. So you have to decide what is important to you. Tell me what you want. And many people don't know what they want. That's what gets people tripped up. They're trying to do everything because they don't know what they want. But you do know what you want. But sometimes there's a fear that going after what you want, you might lose out on something. Maybe the opportunity cost of something. Don't worry about that. Just know that if you are going to do whatever this thing is, rain or shine, when it's boring, when it's fun, then it's a part of your purpose. And it doesn't matter if anybody else agrees with you. Who cares? It's a part of your purpose. And that is why you are in this experience. To share with others, to bring light to us, so we can see that gift that you brought with you within this experience. So understand that you're on the right path, that everything you've experienced is normal. A lot of people experience difficult times and have to learn how to get to the other side. And even getting to the other side takes time. So you don't have to pressure yourself to be perfect. Just know you don't have to do it on your own. Always reach out for help. Always appreciate the support that's around you, and always change the support if it is not what you need. All of this is helping you, even on an esoteric level, connecting to your guides, your archangels, your ancestors, your Orisha, whatever it is that you connect to, all here to help and guide you. But you have to be open and connect, and that's trusting yourself, which we did. Having unconditional love for yourself. And you have to feel safe, because only when you feel safe will you actually be able to build a house. You know, if you didn't feel safe somewhere, you're like, I'm not going to build a house here, I'm going to keep moving. And if you've been in a constant state of movement your whole life, it feels like that, never feeling like any place is certain. But it's time to take roots. It's time to anchor down. It's time to feel safe. And this time, nothing outside of you creates safety. It is what's inside of you that creates safety. You're the commonality. You have to look no further around. Just look within yourself. You have the ability to root yourself. When serious. I have a very serious personality, and it took a lot of work to get this cheesy and this corny. It took a lot of work, and I work hard each and every day to get a little bit more cheesier, because life is not about worrying about things all the time. You got the obstacles, work through the obstacles, but enjoy. Be nice to your nervous system. Be nice to your body. And sometimes, I can say from my personal experience, I had to remove myself from the environment that reinforced the old behaviors. Family, friends, love, career. That's why I'm always talking about these things. There's been many a times where I had to be with myself in my own space because I needed to feel a way that I hadn't been taught, I hadn't been exposed to, but I believed I could have. We all have that ability. So to the best of your ability, find that space in your life for yourself. Find that space you can do it. So take a couple more breaths here. Relax into this. Smoothing over. So I'm going to smooth you over, okay? And I'm going to seal you with the sign of the infinity and say, if no one has said it, babies, love you. But who cares that I love you? Only thing that matters is that you love you, you know? It's not about the outside, it's about the inside. So love yourself each and every day a little bit more. I love myself, you know? I love myself a lot. I try to be very consistent in showing up with these healing sessions because of the amount of self-love I have. Because I felt like, wow, I had to do all this work. And I do know that a lot of people are doing this work. So let me show up and try to help in the way I can, because that's a part of holding myself accountable for what I feel like I have been put here to do. But baby, when I need to take a break, I will take a break quick, fast, and I already love you, but love me more, you know what I'm saying? So I encourage you to have the same type of feeling in life. You gotta love yourself enough to do what you need and take your time. Don't race through life, just enjoy it. Well, I'll see you next time. Bye. Place to heal, relax, be yourself, and be surrounded by those who want to see you blossom and or bloom. I am Jessica Sup. I'm a Reiki master teacher and intuitive, and today we have a special healing session, and this session is all just about encouraging you and making you feel good. So I want to let you know that we have a cleanse going on right now within the Patreon community. It's super fun. I have 2 of the cleanses up. I have one more to go. So feel free to join the Patreon community if you want to participate. We're going to be meeting weekly for updates, but really what it is we're trying to cleanse our body to prepare us for what's going to be coming up in 2023. So I'm so excited. It may seem just very simple, because I know sometimes everybody wants to make things more complicated than it needs to be in order to feel like something is working. But usually the answers that we seek are actually quite simple and much more accessible than it may appear. You know, the objects in the mirror, are closer than they appear to be, you know, stuff like that. So let's get started. So if you're new to the community, we start our session off with a prayer. It's not a religious prayer. It's just a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and bring us together as a community and as a collective. And because consent matters, do I have your permission to say a prayer? You like my bell? It's morning for me, so I was like, well, that's what y'all about to get this morning bell. You know, like wash your face with your little, anyway. So do I have your permission to say a prayer? Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Dear universe and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest self and validate information for our highest good only. Please allow us to accept the things that we don't need and the courage to make the changes and move forward I say all of this in the name of I am. I say a little different today. Okay. So just breathing in here. Just focused here. And just start with some energy shifting. I want you to be able to see who you are and be inspired by where you're going. And you are in control of your destiny and your needs. So you have your needs being met, your desires being met. Okay. So let's just work through this. Just relax into this. So let me know how this chapter has been going for you. How you're experiencing this life. What has been new for you. And how you have been growing in new directions. Just take all the energetic baggage that you need to let go of. You're like, send it on to somewhere else. We walk around harboring all of this feeling of guilt, all of this feeling of regret, all of this feeling of stagnation, whatever it is for, each person, a combination, and just let it go. Why can't you be, why can't the next level of you be? Why can't you be in progress of what that next chapter of you is? Why would one thing that you, as amazing as this life can be, for some reason you wouldn't have something that would come true that you desire? Why not? I mean, it just, when you think about it, it doesn't rationally make sense. No, you deserve to have all these things. You deserve to be connected to what is important to you. You deserve to believe in yourself. Now you also deserve to do the hard work to get there. There's no shortcut to putting in that work for the universe. But if you're putting in the work, why can't something, whether it is your expectation or maybe something bigger than your expectation, why can't that come to be? Why can't that be a thing? Why can't that be something that is healing for you? And we all do a lot of healing, Being able to heal our mind, our body, our soul, our energy. Everything in this life is a progression of healing. So why not connect with ourselves in that kind of way? Okay. Just sense of calmness, nurturing, and all that stuff. Oh my gosh. And also, oh my god. Welcome to all my new babies, and welcome back to all my returning babies. Mama loves you. My bad. Y'all be getting on me too sometimes. I remember I skipped the prayer one time, and y'all was getting on me like, where's that prayer at? It's in your heart, baby. It's in your heart. Just work that through. Work that through. Okay. And trust in the process. Okay. I just want to put this beautiful blanket over you. A blanket of protection, a blanket of healing, a blanket of understanding. Just put this beautiful blanket over you. Okay. Just remove out anything that is taking up too much space. Anything taking up too much space. Anything taking up too much space. Just working through that. Just moving that around. Just relaxing. to be? Or am I ready to stop making excuses for who I know I already am? All valid questions then. And let's just remove any self-doubt, any imposter syndrome. And let's send it on, send it somewhere else. And just move that. Let's do some shifting of the mindset here. Let that mindset shift. Let the mindset shift. And invite into your life more fun, more peace, more pizzazz. More smiles. More meaning, more understanding, more compassion. Like when I say to you, everyone is just trying to figure it out each and every day. You don't have to be, you don't have to have a PhD in life to feel like you're doing it right. Everybody, I think the more compassion that you have for yourself along the process, I think that's pretty much just the benchmark of what is needed. Everything else is negotiable. That's what I like to say. Okay. Just work through that. Just shift to that. Shift to that. Shift to that. Shift your focus. Shift your focus. Just work through that. Move in balance. And just a note that sometimes life can be uncomfortable or there's some discomfort while you're working to whatever that next thing is for you. And that is not a negative thing. That's just a part of life. That's just the progress of life. So don't cut yourself short by being too afraid to go after those things that may make you feel uncomfortable just for a little bit as you're learning how to pick yourself up for that kind of stuff. Just working. Do that. Working through that shift and that energy. Working through that balance and that understanding. Working through all that is needed. Working through it. Shifting your focus and being sweet to yourself. This is the portion where I just say nice things to you. You're so sweet. You're so lovely. And you're prepared for this. You've got this. Believe in your dreams. If your dreams weren't supposed to happen, they wouldn't be in your heart. And if you've had dreams remember, one day you're going to turn back and look at these moments as magical moments, because there were times in your life where you actually made the decision to make a shift or a change where you could have not done that. Do you know how powerful that is, how magical that is? Just to remember that, breathe that into your soul, into your energy, that at any moment you can work towards a shift, an energetic shift. Go into a new chapter of your life, a new chapter of this moment, simply because you have that power to do so. The magic is not in anything else except for you deciding to claim the power within you and to bring into the material world what it is that you feel in your heart, your soul, and your core, and your being. So, sweetness, I hope that this session has helped you with that, and I hope that you know that there is nothing preventing you from going where you need to go. Nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Be inspired by the fact that you are passionate about whatever that is for you. Believe that it'll come to be, and believe that if it's not where you want it to be, there will be experiences that fill in the gap. There's so many times where if we look back years before, we can see that, oh, I wish I knew what I knew now. I would approach that differently. But you know, had those things that filled in the gap along the way, so that now if you ever have to repeat those situations or scenarios, you'll be able to make better decisions. But it's time to move on. It's time to go forward. It's time to go into a new and another chapter. And I think that that's healing for the soul, healing for the confidence, and healing for your internal power.
To heal, relax, be yourself, and be surrounded by those who want to see you blossom and or bloom. I am Jessica. I also go by Jet, a Reiki Master
understand that there's a lot of stuff that we have to let go in order to be able to receive that new space to build in or to grow in. And that's honestly, in a very loving way, just making peace with your past, especially when it comes to love. If there's something that you need to RIP and just, kiss on the forehead and say, it's time for you to go. You've been evicted. Like an eviction, you are for the streets. But if there's something that it's time for you to let go, and you know it is, even if it feels uncomfortable. So many times people want to be like, oh, I have to feel 100% confident going into something. Sweetheart, nobody feels that way ever. Rarely you might feel that way, but most of the time people will feel like, I'm not ready, but I know this is the right thing to do. And to trust that you will always figure it out, I think is really important for you to know. So use this moment and the moments that show up or have shown up to make peace with the past, to thank it for what it gave you during those times, to release and let it go, and to make peace with, you may not have this full new thing, but you have infinite, uninterrupted space to grow into, and now you can grow into whomever you need to be, and you can be the type of love that you truly want to see, and you demonstrate to others the type of love that you truly want, and you have healthy boundaries, which are very important. And it looks all kinds of ways on the outside. Some people might not like it. Some people might be so proud of you. Sometimes you feel like you're falling off, and then someone will tell you, hey, you're actually like really inspirational. And you're like, okay, because of the way that you're handling something, even though it's hard for you, you're doing the work. And also just kind of a rule of thumb, or just something to be mindful of. When we do light work, which is manifesting and bringing things into our life, our body has to be at a state of gratitude. So that's our vibrational state. When we do shadow work, our body has to be at a state of vulnerability. And vulnerability makes us feel internally, emotionally naked, energetically, spiritually, like naked. You just feel very vulnerable. But it is in that space that you can go in and do that shadow work and do that deep healing. So this time period has brought up a lot of opportunity to go in and do that deep healing. And it's okay if you didn't, answer or react to everything in the way that you wish that would be perfect. I think however you reacted is a demonstration of the work that needs to be done, or, the patterns that you're moving away from. And so because it exposed it, now you can, clean it up and let it go. And so a part of that is I want you to just take that energy and let it move on, and fall in love with the person you're becoming, not who you were. And that means letting go of people that are no longer serving you, and that you all are no longer purposeful at this point in your connections, as well as embracing who you are becoming. Even if you don't know 100% yet what that looks like, that's okay. It's okay. Also understanding that everything is purposeful, and showing appreciation for all the wisdom you learned, and just relaxing and releasing all of that stuff that's no longer serving you, and finding peace in your heart for the true beauty that you are, and that you have, and that you hold, and you occupy space. And also give yourself space to change. Sometimes people won't let you change, or you won't let yourself change. I don't always want to externalize things and be like, it's something outside of you that's making life hard. Sometimes it's something inside of us, and then we're interpreting what is outside of us as making it hard. So give yourself space, give yourself compassion, give yourself patience, give yourself whatever you need in the moment to be able to release the weight. And now, just allow the body to become lighter and lighter with each breath that you take. else above you. And you'll know by the fact that you just won't accept certain things, even though you know people aren't like bad. Everybody's, doing their own kind of thing. But if it's not gonna work out, it's not gonna work out, and you make peace with that. But at the end of the day, you have to 100% make it work out with yourself. You have to 100% show up for yourself. You have to 100% be loving towards yourself. And that's on period, baby. Sweetheart, that is on. You know what I'm saying? So take a couple more breaths here, okay? And good job. I'm proud of you, babies. And what I'm going to do is I am going to seal you up, smooth over your aura, and seal you with the sign of the infinity and say, if no one has said it, just let all that old stuff go. Give yourself permission to move on. It's about time that you get to win, you feel me? And it's about time you get all the love, respect, patience, space, money, resources that you need to feel good. Take care of yourselves, really, because if you don't do it, no one else will be able to. And last but certainly not least, wash your hands for at least 30 seconds. Yup, don't touch your face. Wear a mask in public and get vaccinated, and be sweet to yourself. I love you, love you, love you, love you. Cannot wait until next time, but until then, babies, bye. I don't know if y'all noticed, but like my neighbors are like jamming. They're like jamming. So my thing is like, okay, so y'all just go jam like this. Okay, now I wonder, is this how I sound?